Oh, hello. We've got three big NBA plays. You want to parlay them, they're all yours. I'm going to play them solo and maybe do a little sprinkle here, but I know you're here for NBA action. My head is still in Vegas. We cleared over 29 units. I'll show you last night with that big game. So thank you. We've got a couple big games to look at, not as huge as, let's say, the Super Bowl, but you never know. Chicago, Atlanta, it could be their Super Bowl tonight. Thank you for joining us. You can hit the thumbs up button right away and make sure you comment throughout. All right. Get this guy out of here. How is he still working here? All the things. It doesn't matter. Good, bad, or ugly, as you see. We'll take it all here on YouTube. So, as far as opening up, let's get to that massive game between the Bulls and the Hawks. Now, this is same season revenge for the Atlanta Hawks, trying to avenge an earlier loss this year. And looking at Chicago, you can see that they have really struggled over their last 11 games. 1-10 straight up, 3-8 against the spread, taking on teams with the same season revenge motivation. So you beat a team and then you have to play them again and you lose. Why? Because Chicago's not a good basketball team. And I understand that Atlanta isn't either, but we're looking more so at the road team here. If you're going to take a road team, I don't care, dog, home, what have you, then you better make sure, the heck was that? That was weird. You better make sure that this 3.5 to 4, depending on what you have, is actually worth the return. It's not for me. It really isn't for me. I don't trust Chicago to handle their business. Look, the Atlanta Hawks are still struggling, and I think we know as far as with the Bulls and the lack thereof of any big major movement here, these are just two teams spot in the same direction or same spot. The only difference is the direction in which they're going. Atlanta's now looking for their third straight win. They're at home. Granted, it hasn't been amazing at home, but still, they're 13-14. The Bulls 10-16 on the road, and they're coming off a loss. In fact, 5 of their last 10 have been losses. I'm sorry, but for me specifically, I'm rolling with the Hawks minus 3.5. You can shop on OddsShopper, but that is our number one play on the board. Let's move to number 2. It's the Denver Nuggets minus 115. Look, we'll take the Nuggets. This was at +1 earlier. It is now dipped down to minus 1.5. There's no real reason to take the 1.5 or lay it in this case. So we'll take them on the money line, minus 115, unless you can bet it like some small tier 3 spot like points bet. This is going to be the best that you have, unless you are in a Bet365 state. Did you hear me correctly? If you are in a Bet365 state, Indiana and Arizona, the latest, you know who you are out there, my Jersey people as well. You better jump on this because this will be the best line that you can play Denver for. So we take the Nuggets coming into this one, and the Bucks really are the team we want to fade. 0-6, 1-5 against the spread as a dog this year. And while the line was +1 to -1, I'm more concerned about where the line is moving, not the opening line. So they have lost, failed to cover, if you will, 6 straight games in which the Bucks have been dogs. Denver is 36-17, last 53 overall meetings in this series. What does that mean? It's recent. It's recent. So don't sell me any shit about what happened with Dikembe Mutombo and the Denver Nuggets. This is all relevant, recent stuff. The Nuggets are the better basketball team. The Nuggets have the better coach, although technically Mike Malone, Pat Beverly. I don't know who. You tell me who the better head coach is, if it's Mike Malone for Denver or if it's Pat Bev in Milwaukee. Those are your two options because those are the only two options we have as head coach, right? The Milwaukee Bucks are a living, breathing embarrassment. They just simply don't know it yet, and that's because their head coach technically in position in Doc Rivers is about to let them down massively. So we take the Bucks at Nuggets. We're going to go Nuggets here on the road, minus 115 as this line has already pushed through. Look, I told you about shopping. We had this amazing Super Bowl offer. It's done, but don't worry. You can still get 20% off the Discord expert picks plus EV bets. We have a lot here for you, and that's the beauty of what we're doing, which is giving you opportunities to see a ton of different things, including, but not limited to, the Discord. Now, this is our guy Nate up in here. A couple of plays today, 12-17. If you want to see what we did in the Super Bowl, we'll look no further. All right. I mean, this was it. 28.6 yesterday, 28.6 units we cleared. I cleared in the Super Bowl last night. 28.6. Actually, 28.9 or 29.6 because MGM hit me with a stat correction for Brock Purdy. So I made over 29 and a half units for our Discord last night, including an 18-1 futures play. You want to get in? Now's the time. I'm giving you 20% off. You see how easy this stuff is? Not lying, not exaggerating. Well, what are you doing? You show me. There's the proof. There's the proof. 29.6 units. We absolutely destroyed this. It was a marvelous performance, and I'm just happy that people were there hanging with us and being a part of this community. All right, final game. I think this is actually an easy play for me to reach, but it wasn't my number one play. It's the under 224.5 with the Wolves and the Clippers. I think probably what you're going to see is a lot of love for this over. It's moving. It was at 223.5. It's going to hit 224.5. We'll see. We'll see. But again, I don't have any problem on buyback. These are two teams that lead with defense. The Wolves play at a super slow clip. There should not be, with two teams 35-plus wins, and as well as both, I guess, have been playing, there shouldn't be any concern here that this thing is going to open up into a track meet. Now, as far as the Wolves are concerned, 17-11 on the road. Biggest indicator of their road record is that they don't change how they play. They're giving up 107 points per game. That's ridiculous in the NBA, this year's NBA. Cleveland, the only other team, I guess the Knicks technically, that can look at that and say, all right, well, we're below 110. This Clippers team, as we've seen, able to put together some offense. By all means, that's what happens when you got Kawhi, George, some studs out there. But they, too, 112 per game. I mean, this is a 220-point total game for me, probably in the teens, based on if it goes and is tight, like we see with this 4.5-point spread. We'll see about injury and everything getting close, but we do this earlier in the day to kind of jump on it. So that's under 224.5. We trust the defense, we trust the pacing, and we trust the total on a buyback here. Now, if you are so inclined, you could parlay all three of these at plus 553. I like these all solo, all individual. These are there for you. Hawks minus 3.5, Nuggets on the money line under 224.5 total. And that's it. We fly. Appreciate you always, again, being here with us. Subscribe. That does us wonders. Hopefully this video was fun. It was entertaining. It was informational, anything at all, or the fact that you just sat here for 8 minutes. We're grateful, and we want you part of this ever-growing OddsShopper community. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. You've done your job.